Good afternoon, everybody. Evening, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live. So nice to have you with us for this Wednesday, the 20th day of January, the year 2021. And of course, this is yours truly, Andrew Perry. Thank you very much. As always, coming to you live and answering from the busy streets, which is Brooklyn, New York, as I chat to you what is happening in the world of sports. So much news going on. We'll recap the NFL divisional round weekend in a second. But first, let's get some news out the way. Philip Rivers is calling it a career. Philip Rivers and Drew Brees. Philip Rivers calling it a career this past morning, before the inauguration of Joe Biden becoming the 46th president of the United States, and Kamala Harris become the first Asian, Black, Jamaican, and Black woman to become vice president. And I'll get to the inauguration in a second too. But like I said, yeah, Philip Rivers. You know, the thing about Philip Rivers, throughout his whole entire career, have not missed a game. Have never missed a game. And, he took the Colts to the playoffs. He is a one hell of a quarterback, but he really didn't do much. I know a lot of people are going to think he's not a Hall of Famer, but to me, he is. It had nothing to do with look at it, and one of the best, and he talk a lot of trash too. Look at his career. He has 13,484 yards. Or 14th in FBS history. He was drafted by the New York Giants in 2004, drafted number 4 before he was moved to the San Diego Chargers. The trade he got from Eli Manning. Look at his careers. He's fifth most passing yards ever with 63,000 yards, 444 yards. He's fifth all time in most pass touchdown, or 421 yards, 8 Pro Bowls, and most impressively, he have started 252 straight starts without missing a game, as I mentioned, and he played through the, and also he played for with the torn MCL in the 2007 AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots. You can't say enough about Philip Rivers, and whether you like it or not, to me, even though he didn't do much, he would get in. He's not a first ballot Hall of Fame by any stretch of the imagination. He's a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback. You know, I just read you the stats just now, so he's going to the Hall of Fame. Now, you know, he could have won more playoff games, by all means. You know, he never lost a wild card game. He never lost a wild card game. He had pretty good chances against the Chargers after Drew Brees left, and he pick up where the Chargers started. And after a while, after 2011, 2010, that's when slowly but surely the Charger team, the great Chargers team, has started to deteriorate. And and don't forget, he's thrown a lot of interceptions in his career. But for the most part, he's a hell of a competitor. And Philip Rivers will be missed, in the National Football League. Now, let's get to the weekend, shall we? And what do I take from the regular? What the thing that jumps at me, what I took from it is number one. Number one, I think at some point, Lamar Jackson is the more I look at Lamar Jackson play, for me, he reminds me of more than Cordell Stewart. Anytime I watch Lamar Jackson play, and think about this yesterday, he reminded me more and more of Cordell Stewart. And you know why I say Cordell Stewart? Cordell Stewart run the football more than throw it. You know, Cordell Stewart didn't throw the football that much. He run the football a lot though. But he led the Pittsburgh Steelers to AFC Championship games, but he couldn't get the Steelers over the hump. That's what I mean by That's what I mean. That's not what I mean by Cordell Stewart, but the way he plays. That's how I feel. Well, that's what I take from Lamar Jackson. This week, well, as far as the Buffalo Ravens game, the Buffalo game, even though the wind was a little bit of a factor, even though Tucker missed two field goals due to the wind, but for the most part, but remember, Buffalo all time has a very good if you could go back to even the 90s, even go back to the Jim Kelly's Buffalo Bills, those teams, they didn't throw like a single touchdown. Let's keep that in mind. So, in historic proportions, Buffalo, a lot of teams road teams did not have success against the Buffalo Bills. And going to the game, remember Buffalo have never lost a game in the never lost a home game in the division round. Never. They're like 4-0, and the Ravens have the best winning percentage on the road in NFL history. No question for a road team. Now, with that said, having said all that, yes, the Ravens might get another receiver, might get a tight end, probably a receiver, because Lamar Jackson is very talented, but if to win a championship, Lamar Jackson cannot do it by himself. He cannot do it by himself. He cannot be. He could run the football all day, but when it comes to his teammates, got to help him out. They couldn't run the football. They couldn't run the football against Buffalo. And give Buffalo credit. They just play solid defense against Lamar Jackson. Even though they had him in check, they really had their way with Lamar Jackson, and that's why Buffalo is going to the AFC Championship game. Now, as far as the Chiefs, as far as Mahomes, he almost passed He almost got the green light on this Sunday in the AFC Championship game. He might play, but we got to see how he's practicing. So that's why Chad Henne is getting a lot of reps, and he get a lot of reps on this Wednesday coming up on today, and excuse me, because we don't know if Mahomes is going to pay. Let me put it this way: Patrick Mahomes might be questionable. Let's leave it. Might be questionable to play on Sunday. Now, as far as the game against Cleveland, I thought Kansas City. I mean, Cleveland, as far as I'm concerned, have nothing to hang their heads about. But the rule which I don't know where that rule come from with the rule going to halftime. I know most Cleveland fans might look like the other shoe dropped and Cleveland gets screwed. But I feel like I feel personally in this game they didn't get screwed. You know, sure they had missed opportunities. The defense did not play. The defense did not stop them on fourth down until the end of the game. I didn't expect Shane Henning. Kudos to Andy Reid for throwing it to Tyreek Hill to end the game. For the most for Cleveland standpoint, I didn't see nothing to where even with that, even with the helmet to even with the touchback, I didn't think it was a play they got screwed. Honestly, I feel like Kansas City was going to win the game regardless. I feel like Kansas City was the everybody know Kansas City was the better team. Cleveland have nothing to hang their heads about. As far as I'm concerned, they have nothing to hang their heads about. They did play well. They have nothing to hang their heads about. Now, going into next season, can they build from it? That's the question. That's the question if you're Cleveland. As for Kansas City, that's why you have home field advantage. And even with not a lot of state, even though not a lot of team, not a lot of fans, boy, Arrowhead is still loud. It's still loud, you know. And Chad Henning, for a guy who's been in the league long time, and I'm shocked he's still in the league, to be honest with you. For a guy, even though on the stat he didn't play well, he didn't do well, but he didn't have to. But he didn't lose the game for you. That's all you can ask for Chad Henning. So, as we expected, Buffalo against Kansas City. Last time these two teams met overall was 1993. So, 1993, Montana versus Kelly. We all know how Kelly won, beat Montana to play in the Super Bowl. I think that was actually 94 was Joe Montana final game. I was going to say 93 was the last time Joe Montana and that started the long losing streak that Kansas City had in the postseason. So to keep that in mind. But this is different. This is a different Kansas City team. Andy Reid is in the AFC Championship game. This is the third time. And the Chiefs, let me throw this in too. The Kansas City Chiefs are the third team or the first team in AFC history to host 3 straight AFC Championship games. 3. 2018, 2019, and now 2020. Even though it's 2021, this is 2020. As far as all right, now move on to the NFC. I can't tell you. The Packers just had their way with the Rams. The Rams the defense was atrocious. They didn't have no answers for Aaron Rodgers whatsoever in the second half. Aaron Rodgers just made it look easy. Ping. 1, 2, 3 touchdown. 1, 2, 3 touchdown. That's what it was. Aaron Rodgers look like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just toying with the number one defense in the NFL. Jared Goff did not lose that game for the Rams, and Sean McVay did not lose the game for the Rams. To me, it was just Packers just having their way with the Rams, and this is not Aaron Rodgers is not Russell Wilson. However, but he had Aaron Rodgers and the Packers just had their way with the Rams, and and the Packers barely lose in the playoff game. Let's keep that in mind. So we'll keep that.